our new topic, module pool programming. Module pool programming. Any idea about it?
No.
Um, all right, let's see that. So, did you ever thought like how did these SAP has designed all these screens and transaction codes together? If you see
Mm-hmm.
any screen, let me just open that. If we see any screen every time, let's say I'm going for AC11. Can you see here we have some radio button, some text is here, then we have some input field over here, we have F4 help. How did SAP has designed all these things? And if I go to check system and status, every time I will find that we will have a transaction code, we will have a program, we will have a screen number, right? We'll have a GUI status also. Lots of things are there. Everything SAP has designed using module pool programming. Module pool programming. Okay. Module pool programming is also known as dialog programming. Dialog programming. Okay. It is also known as dialog programming. So this is used to design the, or mainly this was used to, not used anymore. This was used to design the front end part of SAP ABAP applications. How does our front end look like? But mostly now Fury is there, right? UI5 and Fury is there for designing front end part, and in the back end we usually create OData services and we consume that. But still most of the company are still using, so this is used to design the front end part where users will interact. Okay. Module pool programming. Module pool is a pool of modules. Pool of modules. For example, screens includes transactions. It is screens includes transactions. Etc. Okay.
Okay.
So let's create our module pool program. I will show you how it is created. So I will go to simply here. Let's go there. Go to AC38. It is also a program. So ABAP editor will go here. I'll create our module pool program. So module pool program 1. Module pool program. And in the type, we will select here module pool. Go for save. Save. Assign the package and transport request. Okay. Now simply navigate to AC80. Click on it. It will take you to AC80. It is easier from there to develop it. This is your module pool program. Okay. It is also known as dialog programming. Dialog programming. It consists of modules. So everything you will see here module. We will create our own screen which will be displayed to the user. Everything that you will see on the screen we will have to manually design it. Nothing works here. We will have to manually write logic for it. Okay. Everything we are going to write logic by our own hand, and this logic is going to work. So I'm creating one screen there. I will right click here and I'm going to create a screen. Okay, screen number 100. I will give screen number here, a short description. Let's say entry screen, first screen. Okay, first screen, and save it. As soon as you will create or click on save, can you see here 100 screen has been saved here automatically, right? So here we create our own screens and we design everything there. Then module pool is a non-executable program, is a non-executable program. You want to execute it, if you want to execute it, you will have to create a transaction code for it. If you want to execute it, you will have to create a transaction code for it. We always need a transaction code for execution of this module pool program. So I will simply right click and I will create a transaction code here. Create transaction. Let's name something. Z module pool program. Module pool first program. Now if you remember, for transaction code creation, we have selected earlier this thing for report, for table this thing. Now for module pool we are going for this particular radio button. Okay, click on OK button. In the program I will simply copy my program name and I will paste it. And for module pool program, nothing comes automatically. Here we are required to pass the screen that will be displayed there. So click on F4. We have created the screen 100, automatically it is coming, right? Then select the GUI support and save it. See your module pool, go in it, activate, right click, activate, and execute it. So execute, new window. See, no standard buttons working, right? Nothing is working. Only we have system and help, which we have seen in the introduction part, that system and help menu will be available for every screen. But if I go and check system and status here, I will see the same transaction code that I have created. I will see the same program name that I have created. I will see the same screen that I have created, right? Same to same, everything. Same to same, everything here. Okay. So now let's go and see something more in detail here. So if I go to now screen part, we will see 3 tabs, right? We will see 3 tabs here: attributes, element list, and flow logic. So tabs of a screen. Tabs of a screen. First one is attributes. It gives us the generic information of that screen. For example, description, type, package, etc. Description, type, package, etc. It gives us the generic information of that screen. For example, description, type, package, etc. Then we have another one, element list. Sorry. So we'll have the second one, element list here. It provides the list of elements. List of elements available on that screen. Provides the list of elements available on that screen. All the elements that we will design on this screen will be a part of element list. Everything that you are going to design here will be a part of element list. At this moment there is nothing. By default this OK comes here, but rest there is nothing. Then we have third one, logic. Its purpose is to write the logic part. Purpose is to write the logic. Okay, these are the tabs of screen where I'm going to perform rest of the thing. Now here if you check, we have something process before output, process after input. They are all events of module pool programming. So we also have events here, events of module pool. We also have events here, events of module pool program. First one, process before output. Process before output. This event is called before displaying the screen. Before displaying the screen. So whenever our screen is about to be displayed, this event is called, right? So all our custom buttons, custom controls will be more effective word. Controls are and their designing, their definition is done in this event. So this is the event which triggers first. This is the event which triggers first in module 4. Second one, PAI, process after input. Process after input. This event is called after performing some action on a particular screen. So as a user, when I will perform certain action, this event is going to be called. Any action, let's say I'm clicking on button or anything, that whenever I'm going for any action there, this event is going to trigger. Then we have third, POV, process on value request. POV. This event is called when we click on for help on a field of a screen. You remember we had add selection screen on value request in our classical report. There I told you that we will see the same event in module pool programming also. There we will see how to create a for help. This is for it, process on value request. Then we have process on help request, POH on help request. This event is called when we click on F1 on a field of screen, or technical information. So F for help we can create using this event, and F1 help we can create using this event. Okay, pretty simple here. Let's get back to our screen. Now I will simply open this PBO, process after output. I will go for it, double click, yes, master program, okay, automatic a module is going to come. Set PF status is here. We can create our personal functions because of this now. So I am creating for first EMP, let's say EMP. I am creating for EMP here. I will double click. GUI status, yes. Employee details, employee data. See, menu bar, application toolbar, function keys, all of them are together here, all of them. We can create our functions here. We can define our own functions, own function keys here, same to same. And when I executed this program, we already saw that this program was not displaying any output. Everything was nothing there because this is a user defined screen. If you want to see anything there, you will have to manually define it. So let's say I'm defining this back button. I will double click. Okay, I will come back and I will activate it first. Okay, I will come back. So I have defined a back button here. Okay, I have defined a back button. Then for our screen heading, I will give a title bar here. Let's say I'm giving a title bar. EMT. Let's say I'm giving a title bar here. Double click. I'll give a title which will be visible to the user. So let's say first screen to display employee data. Okay, activate it. Now if you go and check, execute, new window. Can you see this back button is enabled now? Also we are getting this heading, first screen to display employee data, because in the title we have just given the title bar. This title bar is displaying the heading for our screen. But if I am clicking on back button, nothing is happening. Why nothing is happening? Because we have not written any logic for it. Now logic is not written. So nothing without logic here, nothing is magic. If I have to perform anything here, logic should be written. So I'm clicking on action, which event will trigger? PAI will trigger, process after event will trigger. And there I will have to write logic for this back button. So I will go back to this PAI event, uncomment it, and I'm going to write logic for it. So master program, yes. Now for our function, if sciucom is used for user command, we already know that. So if sciucom is equal to my function code, that is back button, if it is equal to back, I want to come back to my previous program. So I'll write here leave to screen 0. It will simply take me to the previous screen. Okay, it will simply take me to the previous screen. Now I will activate it. I will right click on activate it and check, execute, direct processing. Come back. See, it's working. Now it is working. Our back button is working now, right? Our back button is working now. Okay. All right. Then On this module pull program, screen painter is used to design the module pull screen. Screen painter is used to design the module pull screen. That is all the button, all the custom controls, are designed by by screen painter. Okay, designed by the screen painter. All of them are designed by the screen painter. So if I go to this, I'm going for this screen, double click on the screen, go for this layout. It will open the screen painter here. You can design everything. So I'm simply creating a text field here. Text field that will display. I will click on this text field. I will drag and drop. And here I will give a name for it. Let's say I'm giving a name employee ID. And in the text, whatever I will write, it will be visible to the user. This button will be visible to the user. So I'm naming it employee ID. Then I will create a input field to take input from the user. Okay, I will create a input field to take input from the user. See it, we have a input output field option. Click on that and drag and drop. So suppose a situation, I want to display my employee data. So for that, here name should be completely similar to your table name and its column name. It will be similar. So your table name, employee, tab, hyphen, emp id. So table name hyphen your column name of the table. By default, because we are going to display employee data, so it is better to simply write in this format so that system can understand that we are referring to our employee ID table. Now when I will press enter, automatically it is detecting that yes, there is a table, employee table, and there is a column in it. Do you want this element to refer to the dictionary definition? Yes, I want. Automatically, can you see its length has been fixed to 3 character because my employee ID is 3 character length. Automatic things are happening here. Okay, then I will go for a button. So let's take a requirement. My requirement 1 will be there. Requirement 1, yes. Requirement 1, create a text field, input field for employee ID. We will simply create a text field, input field for employee ID, and one push button. We will name it submit. So one submit button I will create, and when I click on submit button, we have to display the employee data. When I click on submit button, we have to display the employee data. Is this requirement clear? Okay.
Just yeah.
Yeah. So I have created one text field, one input field. Now I will go for submit button there. Let's bring it. I will name it submit. I will give a text for it which will be visible to the user. Submit. Then if you double click on it, you will have a function code option. And SciUCom only gets the function code. It doesn't matter whatever name or text you have given. Function code is mandatory. Whatever function code you have given here, same to same it will come. So I am naming it submit also. Same to same submit. I will write logic based on this function code now. Okay, I will save it. Then I have to display employee data here, right? I have to display employee data when I'm clicking on it. So I will create the input field and text field for all the columns of my table. For this, you can directly click on this icon here, write the table name, employee underscore tab, get from dictionary, all the fields will come. Select the fields that you want to display, all of them, select it, OK button and enter. See, text field and input field has automatically been created. And if you will double click on all these input fields, if you are going to double click on all these input fields, see here, their name will be table name, employee name, table name, column name, table name, column name, table name, column name, same thing. So that is why for this one I'm also referring to my table name. Okay, so there that it will, our system will automatically understand that I am looking for that thing. Okay, go back and activate the screen. Your system has been logged out. Wait a second. Some 12. I believe there will be a lock also. Yeah, let's release it. Module pull program change. Go to screen. Go to screen 100. Layout. Yeah, save it. Go back and activate it. So now if you will try to check it, activate, and if you will try to check it, execute new window, you are going to see here automatic everything will come, right? Everything is coming. So we have to write the logic, and when I'm clicking on submit button, this data should be displayed here, right? When I'm clicking on submit button, this data should be displayed here. Okay, so I'll come back and I'm going to write the logic. I'll go to PAI and here I will write logic for a submit button. If SciUCom equal to submit, submit, and if I will activate, in between I will write logic. So let's create our structure. Same to same approach. How do we define it? We create a structure table, internal table, and then after that we write the logic. So let's create our structure. I'll go to my table and I will bring the field's name, employee tab, copy it, begin of TUI employee. Okay, let's display it. Type, 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 end of TUI employee. This is my structure declaration, right?
Hmm.
This is my structure declaration. I will create my internal table also. Create my internal table also. LT employee type table of TUI underscore employee less employee type TUI employee. Will activate. and I will simply write the logic part. So if SciUcom is equal to submit, select query, column names, all the columns, department, manager, salary, currency, from my table name, which is employee table, into table LT employee, where employee ID is equal to, what was the name? Its name was table name of our input field, hyphen AMPID. This is the name that we are given, same to same name. Okay, same to same name. Check for the syntax. Yes. So in module pool, if you are referring directly to a table, system will not understand. We will have to include our table name in the top. I will simply include the table names. My table name, tab, project details also. Yeah, it's done. Activate. So this select query will bring some logic. Let's read it and we will simply display it. So read table LT employee into LS employee with key EMP ID is equal to the same name, same to same name. If size sub RC is equal to 0, and if I will simply display the data. So employee tab, employee name, this was my field, right? I will simply
Mhm.
start mapping the data. So ls employee, employee name, then for department, department, department. Here it will be manager, manager, next will be salary, currency, currency. Okay, all of the mapping is done. I hope we should get the output. So I'll simply put a debugger and I will execute it. First I will activate it. I will right click and I'm going to execute it. New window. I'm going to give one input. I will click on submit button. Yes, debugger is hitting. I'll go for desktop 3. I will check the SciUcom. Yes, its value is submit. Same to same function code we are getting. So we will go inside it. Yes, we are going in it. Now this query will execute. We will get one result here. Yes, it is returning us one result. And then this mapping will be done. Yes, mapping will be done. So we will get the data in the fields there. Execute, continue. See all of the data we are getting. 102, 102 data, 103, 103 data, everything working perfectly fine. So this is our module pool program. Now let's say I want to display item data also. Display item data also. Display the project data now. If I have to display the item data also, how I will display there?
Mhm.
How am I going to display there? So first thing you need to understand, if I go to this layout again, layout, I believe it has been logged out. Let me reopen. You need to reopen. First, release log, change. Let's go to SEAT, screen, yeah, under screen, go for layout. So if I had to display my employee data, I simply created these fields and using them easily I am displaying it. But if I have to display my item data, is it possible to display in these fields? Because my item data contains multiple rows. Is it possible here? No, it's
No.
not possible here. So for the same purpose, we have table control with wizard. Table control is used to display data in form of table, that is rows and columns format. So you can simply create a table control with wizard from here. Click on it and create a box. But before that, there is something mandatory. If you want to create the table control with wizard, first we will need to define all the things. So get back, activate. I will define my item structure here. I'm going to simply define it. Begin of ty project. I will add all the columns. Type project id. Type project id. Project name. Type project name. End of ty project. And I will simply create the internal table and work area for it. So lt project type table of ty project. I will go for its declaration work area ls project type ty project. Okay, let's activate it. Now we will go and design our table control. So layout, table control with wizard. I will create a box here. Automatic option comes. We just need to go for it. Continue. Give the name of your table control. So let's say I'm naming it control 01 or 02. Continue. Select the internal table which you want to display here. LT project. Select the work area. LS project. Continue. Select the fields that you want to display. Continue. Continue. Yes, I will allow scrolling. Continue. Continue and complete. See, it has been automatically created. If there will be multiple rows, everything will automatically come here, right? Everything will automatically come. So we just need a data in LT project internal table. Everything by default system is going to store here. We don't need to do anything. By default system will store. Save, go back and check. In the screen number now you are going to see lots of logic has been written automatically. Automatic logic. Lots of logic has been written here automatically. Right? Lots of logic has been written here automatically. So let's activate. Go back to our program, activate it. Now in this PAI, after this, I will simply bring the data for LT project. So if LT employee is not initial, I will display the item data. So and if select employee ID, project ID, project name from my table name into table LT project for all entries in LT employee where EMP ID is equal to LT employee. This is how we create, right? Same way we write the logic for all entries. I will simply bring the data from the item table. Activate it and just check it. Execute direct processing. See, I'm going to write some logic. Can you see item data, header data?
Mhm.
And we have allowed the scrolling option here. So if there will be multiple data, we can scroll it below also. 03, 104, 105. So this is the option of table control with wizard. Is it clear?
Yes.
These things are very old concept. Like in the current world, if you talk about S4 HANA, nobody uses that much. But we must have the idea how these things have been designed. That's why I thought let's have a discussion on that also. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is our first program. Now let's create one more program here so that we can see some more topics of module pool. I'm going for the second one, module pool program. Yeah, module pool, save. Oh, package, go to SERT. Same thing here. So let's say I'm designing one more screen here. Right click, create screen. One more screen. Similarly, you can design lots of screen here. It's totally up to you. Screen 100. I'll go for it. Save button. Now what I will do, same to same. Let's create a transaction code. Create a transaction code 02. This time module pool program. Let's say second program. I will give the name of program here and I will give my screen number. Screen GUI support. Save it. Okay, pretty simple. Activate it. I will go and design the same to same thing there also. So first PBO. Let's create buttons there. Master program. Yeah, PF status. I'm going to give a back button there also. Employee and title bar also. EMP employee data. I will enable the function keys back. and I'll give a title bar. Employee details. Okay, I will simply activate it. Now go to PI and bring the logic, double click. Yes, master program. I will simply write the logic. If SciUCom is equal to back is equal to back, and if leave to previous screen, so leave to screen 0. Activate it. Uh, if SciUCom equals to back, activate and execute. New window. Yeah, it's working.
Mhm.
So normal designation. Let's design the same to same thing. Here also text field, employee ID, a text field also. So employee ID, one input field also. This will be my again table name, hyphen employee ID. Yes, a submit button. Submit button. Double click on the submit button and create a function code here. Submit. And then I will simply display all these fields from my table name. So employee tab, get from dictionary, select the field's name. Okay, save it, go back and activate it. Activate it. We're gonna write the logic also. So let's go and bring that from the previous code. We have already written that. Declaration part, and then you can simply design the internal table part. Okay, then if SciUCom is equal to submit, I will display it. SciUCom is equal to submit. Let's display the same to same thing. We don't need the item one, just remove that part. Rest everything is same. Okay,
Mhm.
activate, activate, execute 101. Yes, we are getting the data. So now with this, we will have some next topic which we have to discuss. That's why I have designed this screen. Topic number 1, at exit command. At exit, at exit command, at exit command. So at exit command is there. Now just think what is going to happen. Once you have asked me to make a field mandatory, right? In the backend, when
Mhm.
you went there, you have did the same to same thing. You made the field mandatory. Same thing we can do here on the layout. We just need to make it required or mandatory. Same stuff. Go there. Now in the function type, not function type here. In the program, yeah, in the program. Here it is possible. Now you can make it required. So it will become mandatory there. Question mark is automatic coming. It will become mandatory now. It will not pass anything. Your screen is not going to move anywhere. Activate it, execute, direct processing. And I'm not passing anything, clicking on any button. Can you see
Mhm.
it is mandatory? Can you see it is mandatory? Even the back button is also not working, right? Nothing will not work until you are passing some input here. For the same purpose, at exit command is here. So at exit command is used to leave the current screen without automatic input checks taking place. Input checks taking place. Taking place. It is simply used to leave the current screen. So if I am going for this back button, can you see nothing is happening?
Mhm.
But I want this should work. I want this should work even if I am not giving any input. But because of this recommended, this all screen has been stuck. If you will try to do anything, it will only give you message, please fill out all the required mandatory things. Fill out everything here. It is just going to give here. So we are required to use this at exit command. You are required to use this at exit command. So what I will do, I will go back and I'm going to create a button, or I will simply change the property of my back button. Where is my back button? This one is also moving. Why it is still loading? This one is also loading. Okay, let's go from here. Now we need to release the lock again. No lock. That's perfect. Let's see 38 to change. So I will simply make this button back one as exit command. So go for your screen 100, module status 100, go for PF status because I need to enable that back button. Function code, double click on the function code. What kind of function it is? Normal application function, right? Normal application function it is. So now what we will do, we'll make it exit command. Exit command. Okay, just make it exit command. This will work. So save and activate. Go back. Our back button is there. So I will go to my PBO again and I will create a module for my exit command. I'm going to simply create a module here. Module exit command. I'm naming it exit command. This is a user defined module, and then we will use the keyword at exit command. So whatever logic you are going to write here for all the buttons that you have made at exit command type, this logic is going to trigger. This logic is going to trigger. So I want this logic to be if SciUcom is equal to back, it will take me back. It will take me back. So activate, activate, execute, direct processing. I am going for back button. See, it's working now. Rest nothing will
Mhm.
work, but this one is working. If you go for submit, it is giving input. If you go for any other buttons, it will give you the same message that please fill out the required entity fields. But since we have made this at exit command, because of at exit command, we are able to get back to previous screen without any input check taking place. Okay, this is
Mhm.
the use of at exit command. Then we have chain and end chain. So we have another one, chain and end chain. Chain and end chain. They are used for they are used to validate the validate the input field. Do you remember how do we do the validation? We give the error message, right? If the input is not correct, we check it and we give the error message.
Mm-hmm.
We had add selection screen in classical report, which we were using. We had add selection screen in case of classical record report, which we were using to do the validation and all this part. So if I go there, this is the logic I have written. So what I can do, if LT employee is not is initial, if it is empty, is initial, let's say I'm displaying a error message. Message employee ID is not correct. Employee ID is not correct. I'm displaying a error message. Type E error. Now just think what is going to happen if I'm going to give a wrong input there. Activate, execute. Let's say I'm passing 111, which is not in the table. Submit. Can you see everything has changed to read mode?
Mm-hmm.
Everything has changed to read mode. But is this a good user interface? If I have given a wrong input here, it should give me an option to change it also.
Mm-hmm.
So if you will give any incorrect, any error message, automatically your field is going to change to error mode, read mode. That is why chain and end chain concept is there. Whatever fields you are going to include inside the chain and end chain, those fields will not change to read mode. This is used for validating the input field. We validate the input given by the user using chain and end chain. We validate the input given by the user using chain and end chain. Okay, so just go to 100 and we will declare a chain and end chain here. In the PAI, let's declare it chain and chain. In it, we will use field keyword. You will give the name of the field. What is the name of my field? My field is table name empid. This is my field, and again I will create a module for it. Let's say I'm naming it validate. If you want to validate multiple fields here, you can give comma and you can add all the fields. I just want to validate my input field, so I'm just going for this thing. Okay, double click, yeah, master program, and okay. So now here I will write the logic, all this part, just copy it, and I'm going to remove this thing from here. I will give this message here now. So this is going to be triggered when you are going to click on that validation part. This is going to trigger when you are going to click on the validation part. Activate it, activate, and check it. Execute, new window, giving wrong input, submit. See, employee ID is not correct, still we are getting this, right? We can change it. Rest everything is changed to read mode, right? Rest everything is changed to read mode, but this is not changing. We can give input now. So chain and end chain validation used for input validation. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
used for input validation. Then we have process on value request and process on help request. Let's see that one by one. 100. Go for a process on value request. Process on value request. Process on value request, and give the name of your field. So field my input field, employee tab, and I will create a, again module is mandatory, so module, let's say I'm naming it F4 help. Okay, simple creation of module, activate, double click on the module, create it. Yes, it do not exist, master program. Okay, I will simply put a breakpoint here now to check even if it is triggering or not. Activate it and simply going to execute it. So execute, new window, click on F4. See, it is hitting.
Mhm.
It is hitting. So I just need to write the logic and it will be displayed. Okay, I will write the logic. So I will create my structure here. To bring the data, I need internal table. So TYEMP, I just want to display my employee ID, let's say. So employee is only one column in it. Or let's say I want to add two columns. Type employee name and of ty underscore emp. This is my structure declaration. I will declare the internal table, data ltemp type table of ty underscore emp, right? I will write the logic. So select emp id, emp name from my table name, employee underscore tab into table lt underscore emp. So all the data will be stored into ltemp. I just want to display it in F4 help, right? So
Mhm.
F4 help, you need to understand this thing. Let's give a proper heading, F4 help for binding internal table data with F4 help. With F4 help we use F4 if F4 if int table value request function module. Value request function module. This is a standard function module. We just use it to bind our internal table with our F4. Go to it
Mhm.
and call it this function module here. Pattern, call it, pass everything here. This is my returning field. Employee ID is its name of table. So employee ID. Then program name. We pass the system variable scirep ID, which is for program name. Then screen number. System variable will be sci dinnr, current screen number. Then we'll pass the field name, my table. What is the name of field here that we have created? Z employee tab hyphen emp id. This is the name of field we have created here. Same to same thing, right? Then value organization is also mandatory. We need S, one keyword S. And in the value tab, just pass your table name. So ltemp and comment the exceptions. Okay, let's check it. Yeah, it's done. Go and check it out. Activate, execute a new window, F4 help. Can you see? Two columns I have added in the internal table. Same to same thing is coming here, right?
Mhm.
Just binding the internal table data with function module. I'm getting my F4 help. Any question here?
No, no question.
Okay. So this is your process on value request to display the value data. Then we have F1 help, F1 help here. So F1 help. F1 help, F1 help used to display, it is used to display the technical information, right? Technical characteristics of a column. And whenever you go for any F1 help, did you have ever noticed that a business document is always opened? If you go for any F1 help, F1, a business document is always opened, right? So we will have to create our business document. Business document is created. This document is created in SC61 T code, transaction code. It is created in SC61 transaction code. So we first need to create our business document. Go for it. /n SC61. Select the general text in the document class. Here general text, where it is. Lots of things are there. We just need to display text. So I'm going for general text. I will give a name here. So let's say Z employee data. Create button. Write something that you want to display. So let's say I'm writing enter employee ID, length is 3 characters. Okay, I want to display this thing. I will save it. It is done. Just go back, copy its name, and again we will need a function module here. Same to same thing to bind this data with our input field. So help object show is the function module. Help object show is used to bind the document data to the field. It is used to bind it. Just go there, go to your previous program and screen. Now go for the last event here, process on help request. Use the field, again same to same, field name, employee, tab, MPID. Okay, module F1 help this time. F1 help. Double click on F1 help. Yes. Master program. Yes. And just put a breakpoint to check whether it is triggering or not. Activate it.
Just 1 second. I think there was a spelling mistake in the previous screen.
It's
Was the
spelling.
variable name
Uh-huh.
correct? Employee
Yeah.
tab.
Okay, so activate it. Go back. Go in the module. There activate the main program. And let's check it out. Right click, execute. F1. Yes, it is hitting. That's perfectly fine. So it's hitting. We just need to call the FM and bind it. So pattern help object. So okay, what is happening here? Why this screen is stopped? What is happening to it? Wait a second. Let's reload it. Let's relog it. Something. Something is happening. What is happened? This. Okay. Let's go for pattern. What is this program? I believe there is some problem with the system. Okay, let me just cancel it and reopen it. Something, there's lots of problem. Can you see?
Mhm.
Some standard thing is happening. Okay, let's reopen it. I believe some system default error is. Okay, go back. Release the log first. Change. So let's try to call it now. Go there. Below. Okay, let's say I'm calling the function module. Call function help object. So object underscore so control space. Yeah, it is there. I need here document class name. Okay, I just need here document class name. What was the name of my document class? Let's go and check from SA61. SA61. This is my document class. For general text, we have, what is the text? TX is the document class. Let's bring and pass it here. TX.
Mhm.
TX. And what was the name of the document that we had? The name of the document that we created. Z employee data. Copy it. Come here and pass it. Document name. Perfect. Uh, I think this tables is of no use. Let's try activate. Okay, activate it. Execute. A window. F1. See, right?
Mhm.
Whatever data we have written, it is getting displayed. F1, F4. Same to same. You can try in our classical report also. Logic is just same. We just need this function module there. We just need this function module there.
Mhm.
This is all about your module pool programming. Using this, how SAP has designed everything here. If you want to design radio buttons, you can go to this layout. You can go to this layout and you can design radio buttons also. Let's say I'm naming it R1. I will name it R2. R2. Radio button grouping them is mandatory, so I'll group them together. Edit grouping radio button define. Yeah, save. Go back. Now you can declare this. What is happening today with this system? Okay, there is some problem with the system, I believe. So now activate and check it. Execute new window. See radio buttons.
Mhm.
We don't have written any text there. That is why no text is coming. But everything is fine. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is all about your module pool programming. Any questions?